It's August of 1999 at the Newcastle Steelworks. This is the canteen in the administration building.
We all got one this morning. This letter is to formally advise you that your employment with the company will be terminate on October 1999. We were living in hope that it wouldn't come to this, you know. But now, when you get this, you know that it is final. No? Yeah. But one door closes, another door opens.
Joan is one of 2,500 workers who are about to lose their jobs. In 1 month, this steelworks is going to close. It'll be the biggest industrial shutdown Australia has ever seen. The end of 84 years of steelmaking and the end of a way of life. These are the last of the men who built BHP, the company we all knew as the Big Australian. In return for hard work and loyalty, they were given a promise of job security, a promise they built their lives on. In 1997, BHP announced that its Newcastle operation was not profitable enough. They made a decision to shut it down. For 2 years, these workers have been bracing themselves for closure.
It's like a jail sentence at the moment because we've got to come in and we've got to make steel, but there's no bloody point. You know, we're still making profits for them people that I hate. You know, and that's all it was. I mean, we just didn't make enough profits. We made world records that won't even get close to being broken with a 75-year-old facility, you know, and it just wasn't enough.
When you said BHP, the next word you thought of was secure.
Yeah.
And that no longer exists anymore, it's gone.
No, it is.
And it's gone forever.
I don't know about you, when I started back in 72, they said, son, come to work, do your job, don't have sickies, and you get a job for life.
Yes, and I think we were living in a fool's paradise, I really do.
Yeah.
You look at the guys in here, and they've most of them are 25, 30-year vets. All they've ever known is BHP. You know, they're captive dolphins. They're dependent. You know, BHP's like a big mother. We've been on the breast. You know, mum's nice and warm and snuggly and safe, and we just got to come up and get all the nourishment we want. And then she puts us down, we bawl our eyes out, and we'll get a bit more. Mum's going to up and leave home. She's going to elope with the milkman. And she's not going to be here. And what have we done? I've got a bunch of crying babies on the floor who don't know how to feed themselves.
I've spent nearly all my life here, mate. I spend more time here than with my family. Yeah, it's like, definitely like a second home. That's what's going to be the hard part, because although I'm staying on here for a little while, the people will be gone, and the most important thing about this place is the people, past and present.
Driving through the steelworks, ghosts of the past are everywhere. Ghosts of the men who built the first steelmaking plant in Australia. The men who survived the Great Depression and built the armoury that rained on the enemy in 2 world wars. The men who forged a new nation with steel. These are the streets they lived in, in the shadow of the smokestacks. This is where they built the ships that carried Newcastle's steel to the world. That's the Palais, where they came out on Saturday night to dance. And this is Hunter Street, the main street, where they paraded, processions that marked every significant event in this country's growth. In the last decades of the 20th century, Newcastle has been hit by successive shutdowns of its mines, its factories, and its dockyards. From a boom town of the Industrial Revolution, it has become a sprawling city with one of the highest unemployment rates in the country. The closure of the steelworks is the final blow.
This is old Timers Day. This is the ceremonial last heat. The heat is where you make steel from iron.
Greg Cameron is BHP's public relations man in Newcastle. His media strategy is to turn the closure into a feel-good story.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be a great day. Yeah, thousands of people.
These guys are so excited.
Oh, aren't they? It's palpable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Inviting the old-timers for a symbolic last pour of steel is Greg's idea. It's a mock event. The actual last pour of steel will happen 2 weeks before closure.
We've probably got about 20 media people here and they're all happy. And I don't think anyone's going to find a negative. The idea is that you just dissipate that energy. And anybody who doesn't support the fact that these are people here celebrating what they've done, they'll end up in the blast furnace.
When I came here about 3.5 years ago, it was a very aloof media strategy, a very controlling one. Now, 3 years later, with the announcement, they're sort of gilding the lily, and it's a very open attitude to the media. Yes, we'll take you on a tour. Would you like a cup of coffee? The managing director's ready to see you now. It's quite an extraordinary turnaround, but there is still that underlying control.
The reason a journalist is ringing you is they're not quite sure what the story is, specifically. So rather than try and withhold information and deny them the bit of information that they require, you give it to them, but you say, you want one piece of information, here's 400 pieces of information. And how can I help you with this information? And sure enough, they'll go through the information and say, what's that all about? You say, oh, now I'm glad you asked me that question. That's a good story, that. And if you can give them a better story than the one that's in their head, they in fact have come out with a great bonus. The fact that the one story could have been disastrous for you and the other story means nothing to you, but means that the journalist ends up with a better product, this is very good business.
We're broadcasting live from the BHP Steelworks, and today 2NC is going to take you right to the heart of steelmaking at BHP.
How do you feel today? Well, I feel a bit sad about it. I'm happy in another way that I'm able to meet all the old fellows here again today.
I cried.
Some amazing people I've worked with.
Yes, I cried.
Still finding it a bit tough, Alan?
Oh, yes. I still wake up at night time and dream about the place. Yes, the good old days.
Since the late 1980s, steelworkers have been the elite of Australia's industrial workforce, earning up to $80,000 a year with overtime. At closure, many of these workers are going to receive handsome payouts, ranging from a few thousand to $250,000, depending on years of service. It's a golden handshake that's meant to ease the pain.
Oh, mate. Better. Oh, we're arguing over possessions now. I read in the paper the other day that when a separation happens, one person's ready for it, the other person isn't. Well, I like to think I'm at the stage now that she was 4 months ago. Yeah. And she don't like it. That's the way I see it.
Peter's marriage ended 4 months ago.
Well, closure's had an effect on everybody. Some people take it okay, some people don't. And Peter hasn't taken it real well at all. And he didn't need the added pressure of what happened in his family life, but he's dealing with it.
There it is. That's the thing that's keeping me going. Except mine's going to be red. This was the turning point, this closure. It buys my motorbike, it buys my double garage, it allows me to give the money that my wife requires. I become debt-free apart from my mortgage, but the insecurity of not having work is very daunting. I feel a sense of worth when I've got a job. You know, it makes me sort of feel like I am doing something viable and good. When I was on the dole before, 11 years ago, it was so easy to fall into the rut of low self-esteem and just couldn't be bothered doing it because it just seemed too hard to go and find a job. Now I've got more responsibilities towards myself. I have to work. It's as simple as that. I just have to find a job.
Where'd the torch go? Throw the torch over, Peter, would you? That's it, if you can twist it, you twist it. That's it. That's what's wrong with this place. You can sit on your butt for hours on end, and then when things go wrong, you've got to get it done in 5 minutes, that's right.
Jack was 14 when he started at the Steelworks. Now 51, he has no trade and no qualifications.
You come over to me, don't you?
But Jack sees closure as an opportunity to be his own boss. In a landscaping business.
I think the biggest thing Jack had to learn, and he's still learning it, but he's come a long way, is that he's had to trust in himself. That he had to somehow find that I've only got me. I've got no BHP anymore. I've got me to rely on, and I'm the one who's going to make this work. And I think that's where all the doubts have been. It's himself.
Yeah, I had a good case of feeling sorry for myself. There's no risk about that, looking back on it. But at that stage, I was bloody angry and really peed off. I hadn't done anything wrong as far as I'd put my best. I'd done my job properly, and why am I getting punished? What the hell's going on here?
And I started to get my doubts that.
You had doubts.
I had a lot of doubts that we weren't going to work. Jack and I weren't going to work anymore. That was my biggest doubts. That's what scared the life out of me. That if he was going to, I suppose I have to say it, if Jack was going to wreck his life over something like this, I wasn't going with him.
Yeah, I get a bit cranky at her because when it happened, she was sort of joyful, and I'm thinking, how bloody stupid are you? I mean, I'm losing my job for God's sake. But Terry didn't see it as a big downer. I did. And I'm going through a downer and she's still saying, "Now everything's lovely, everything's lovely." I mean, I hope it does get better.
See the doubts? The doubts are still there, see?
Yeah, hope,
the doubts.
hope. I mean, right now, hope, yeah. I hope it works out.
It's around the side, Clary.
Aubrey was a militant unionist who rose to middle management. After closure, he's taking a job as a security guard looking after the empty steelworks. But for now, he's worried about the future of the men he calls his boys, some of the most unskilled workers on the plant.
Bit of cheering, boys, bit of cheering.
I've
never paid for a haircut for about 5 years. Yeah, so we've got Dick, he's always done our haircuts, and he always does a very good job. So we're quite happy with this. Is our last haircut today.
Right, fellas, let's get this meeting underway. I know I've been here, as you all know, 38 years, and I've never been for a job interview. And when I left school, I never had a lot of literacy skills and numeracy skills. What I thought was I'd get these people over here today to talk to you about some of the problems that you may face when you go for an interview or when you talk to people about a job. Remember, these people are a service provider and they're going to try and help you get a job. I know that they've given a little sheet around. Laurie tells me it's a bit of a game and it should be taken as that.
Maybe I should start off what our perception of Newcastle is going to be. Once BHP closes, and I think it's already happening, engineering industry around this area is going to die. I don't think it's going to offer employment to probably 1% of the workforce out there, realistically. A lot of employers are employing on a project or a contract basis. So you might lock into a 12-month term contract, and at the end of that 12-month term contract, you'll go on to another employer. Don't rely on us. Don't rely on any organisation. Rely on yourselves. Just look outside the box.
If a doctor gave you 3 tablets and told you to take one every half hour, how long would they last?
You got 3 tablets every half hour, an hour and a half.
What country has a 4th of July, Britain or the United States of America?
We've both got 4th of July. One celebrates 4th of July.
Which one celebrates it? You've got to think about that one you said 2.
These people have been let down. They have a lot of trouble believing in anything at the moment. I've tried to motivate them. I wrote to several firms that said they'd certainly look at hiring my people after closure. Asked some of my people or all of my people who'd be interested. No one broke the door down getting anywhere. I think they've got to sort themselves out. They're all big boys and you can only do so much. You can only do so much.
Certainly for coke ovens, that's okay. We will have the last steam plume. We'll have an area cordoned off for radio and photographers. That'll be good. And I suspect that we should be able to get the last blast furnace tap, which will be pouring into the torpedo ladle.
Greg's media campaign is heating up, focusing on the events leading to shutdown. But on the plant, it's business as usual. The company wants to stockpile steel before closure. Paul is one of the managers supervising these high production targets.
We'll be going flat out at record rates until the very last day. And the biggest enemy, if you like, is focus. People who've already got work are focusing on, well, the next job. People who haven't got work are focusing on getting the next job, and we've got a bunch of people who are retiring who are thinking about all of their retirement plans, you know, that 4-wheel drive, the big caravan, and off to the rock, you know. So the biggest enemy is focus.
There's been a couple of times here where I've arrived at work and I've been doing my job, but I haven't been aware of where I am. Yeah, just having so much on my plate at this time in my life, you know, it has been really difficult to focus on what I've been doing.
This place will jump up and bite you, no problem at all. You can see the ladle just there with steel in it. It can be sitting there and then all of a sudden there can be a reaction, you know, and it could go anywhere. A couple of guys got killed 5 years ago. Kevin and Peter were in the hot metal charging crane. There was a huge reaction. and 2 guys were burnt horribly, and even if they could get out of the crane cabin, they had nowhere to go. And Ian dying 6 months ago, jumped out of the crane to communicate with a person on the ground, and he had to step over a handrail, and when he landed on the floor gave way. It sucked that it happened so close to closure.
Here we go, love. Thank you.
He's a really special customer. He comes in every single day, and he's not married, so this is his main meal of the day. Yeah, so that's sad. It's just people that you're not going to see. It's just, yeah.
We've all been through a lot amongst each other, the different things that have happened in our lives.
And things like that, and different
births,
other personal
deaths and marriages, you know, amongst our family and our kids, you know, and a lot of us, it's been a family thing, you know, all the families more or less worked here, you know. Actually, it was my father that got me a job, and if I'd have known it was going to be in here, I'd have killed him. I'll be honest with you. That's how I felt after the first week. I stayed here for over 19 years. I must have been crazy, I think.
How could you not have feelings for a place that's put shoes on your children, a roof over your head, and food in your belly? How could you not have feelings? I mean, look at the friendships that have been formed here. Look at the camaraderie, the mateship. Grandfather started here in 1915. He was here nearly 50 years, and Dad worked in the plate finishing mill for 42 years. You can still see some of the slings here that on the wall that Dad used to use. They're still here, but old Dad's not. He's gone. I suppose I'll end up going somewhere too. I know he bloody loved this place. The only time he took time off work was when Mum had a heart attack and nearly died. And he was off for 5 days then. I got a letter at home somewhere telling him about his good record on not taking any time off. Yep, this was his life, a plate finishing life.
People don't believe this, but 16,000 people here. So you had a small town here.
Yeah.
And I mean, people married,
yeah,
you know, other people's sons and daughters and all that.
Everyone knew everyone.
As you said, it was a community sort of. But now you can walk in and you don't see anyone.
Yeah.
And I think we've lost that.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you have like sort of one guy or couple of guys that sort of took you under their wing and sort of protect? Like you come in as a young chick, and these blokes sort of, you know, took you under their wing, didn't they? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Most of the guys did.
Yeah.
I don't know how you go with your son. I have a bit of trouble with my young bloke. Advised he's not ready to settle down, or you're a young bloke ready to settle down?
Yeah, he just bought a block of land about 2 weeks ago.
How old is he?
23.
Yeah. Well, my young bloke, Luke's not ready to settle down yet, and he's not ready to take advice either yet.
Yeah.
Jack's son, Luke, has come into the Steelworks tonight. He's making a video art piece on the spaces in which men work. This is the only contact he's had with BHP.
Would your son have come here, Bob? Do you think he would have come to the Steelworks?
Oh, yeah, I'd have got him in, yeah.
Do you think he'd been prepared to work it?
Yeah, yeah.
Would he?
Yeah, because of the money.
Yeah. Money drew me. I mean, it was like a magnet to me. But my son is not like that.
Yeah.
And I've had to live with that, Bob, and it's a bit hard.
Yeah.
When you know your son could have, you know, got out and got a lot of money, And Luke hasn't really started his career yet. And it breaks my heart to a certain extent. But I've just got to go along with it. What Bob was saying is he's got a son 23, and Bob was saying he'd be prepared to do anything to make a buck, you know, turn a buck over. And I said to Bob, well, Luke's not like that. Luke, whatever he does, it'd have to be creative or something he's interested in, or he wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Is that right?
But I've learned a lot having that attitude, as you know.
Yeah. That's what he
all
went
right
for.
to be like that though, Jack.
That's all right. Oh, I'm not bagging his idea.
No,
but I did bag his idea. I've got to say I did bag his idea because I didn't want to see Luke having the bum out of his pants. But he used to say we were right anyhow, Bob. Yeah. Just a different era.
Now, I'm really encouraging your calls because BHP has been very much a part of this town for a very long time. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a tragedy really for this city and for Australia.
BHP is a business and of course they're going to do what's best for them.
I mean, we operate in a new world environment today, and economic rationalism in the market obviously are the driving force.
They've never given a damn about the work. It's always been about profit. But how much profit is enough?
Newcastle has a lot of resilience, a lot of determination and a lot of guts, and I think there's been far too pessimistic a picture painted.
The Steelworks closure will take $2 billion out of the local economy. Almost certainly cause...
At the news of the restructure, BHP shares have jumped 17 cents in value to be worth $17.55 a short time ago.
Lovely offshore this morning. This coastline is very significantly underdeveloped, and if anyone wants to make some money, you come and buy some of this relatively cheap coastline. This is one of the selling cards of Newcastle. Newcastle has extraordinary potential because of the number of people. It's enough. Because of major sites. Look at this hospital. This hospital is earthquake damaged. See the Royal Newcastle Hospital. A hospital does not need to be now in this prime bit of real estate. Just look at what potential we have.
The biggest hope for Newcastle and the steelworkers is the promise of Steel River, a high-tech industrial park on BHP's waste dump. Its marketing slogan was 2,000 jobs by the year 2000. It's a BHP initiative.
I sold the company this strategy. This is the dolphin-free tuna approach to industrial real estate. This is the first eco-industrial park in the world. The US, so we're told, the US EPA has said they've got nothing like this. You can do anything you like on this site so long as you can guarantee that you will meet the environmental conditions. This site was designed to create jobs for displaced steel workers, and they leave, they're displaced as of this month. And as you can see here, they still have to do a lot of work.
The State Premier, Bob Carr, has been invited to the Steelworks to discuss job opportunities.
Going back some 2 years ago, we were told of a company that were looking to set up in the area. The numbers bandied around for jobs were probably 1,500 to 2,000. I'm still told that there's still interest in that, and they were going to go on the Steel River site, but there really sort of seems to be nothing happening. I was wondering if if you could shed any light on that, where that's up to, or is it dead and buried?
I haven't met Ben, do you know?
Yes, Premier. The company floated on the stock exchange probably 18 months, 2 years ago. They've run into financial problems at the moment. The total level of investment now has increased from $200 million to $600 million, so it's a very expensive option out there.
Yeah, a lot of jobs there too, though.
I agree.
Yeah, we haven't got the money. I mean, we don't set up industries, that's the difficulty. Yeah.
The other project that may have some legs in it, this is the Brambles coal loader. I mean, the reality is, while projects of this size are importing large components from overseas, that's not doing much for our manufacturing base. So if the government...
Private sector project.
That one is, yes.
I've got no scope with it, I can't.
That's
they're in there, it's a private sector project, they've got to make it profitable. I can't, I'd just be engaging in bullshit if I said I could issue
No,
a directive to them they can't buy where the machinery's cheapest.
The workers' flag is scarlet red. You'll see it flying overhead. Ah, you beauty. My mum used to sing that to me when I was a little boy. Yep, I was a unionist and I'm proud of it. I'm also a Labor bloke. You name it, we had a strike over it. Dirt money, height money. We had strikes over the canteen, over the quality of the food. And there was always Section 6 rearing in the background. The supervisor's attitude, that was always around.
What my dad told me many years ago about in the Depression years how sad it was, and the boss would come out, the employment officer would come out of the office, and Dad said he was an absolute pig. He'd say, I'll have you, and you, and he'd say, the rest of us pee off, right? And that's how he talked.
I remember we're being told by one of the staff blokes over the old mill that you're not here to think, you're here to do as you're told.
Absolutely, and I've heard that so many times myself.
Yeah.
I think the sad part about it, this took them all these years to realise that people had intelligence.
Yeah.
And they could use them. You know, they could harness these people.
The shutdown process is now underway. The fires in the blast furnace have been extinguished and the last steel is about to be poured.
The instruction was there will be no one there. And it's been and the last heat was no different than the heat that was photographed with the old bloke. We said old timers day was there for the ceremonial and no one's going to be allowed in for safety reasons. How many times do I have to say it?
Greg is a victim of his own success. The media he's been encouraging to come into the Steelworks, he now has to turn away. The steelworkers have barred the press from the last steel pour.
Yeah, just from where I come from, it is a once in an 85-year, once in a city's lifetime opportunity. And I think people are intensely curious about how we're going about these things.
And employees are more curious about is their safety number one, and if they have the slightest concern about their safety, no one sees nothing.
Have they raised that with you?
Absolutely. Safety's number one in this place and everything else goes second. Everything. Anyone can shut this plant down. Anyone can shut this plant down if they think it's a safety situation. Okay. The real issue here is what is the story? And people are really struggling now for what is the story. The media have got terribly excited about it. It's been a great story. It's run for a long time. And it's just like having a good party. You know, most of the guests go home and there's a few that hang around and you say, well, what am I going to do with them now? You know, do I sit there politely until 5 o'clock in the morning or do I sort of throw them out and think that I'm rude? So this is the stage that we're in right now.
This is their perfect opportunity to continue having everything running smoothly and have it presented positively, but for some reason, well, BHP's a big organisation and you can't expect to have 2,000 people all think the same, I suppose.
Hey Phil, now listen, I want a big favour. I can't take media into steelmaking in blast furnace. Can I get Ian Kirkwood to come out and have a quick yarn to you and to take a picture of a steam plume, and the story for him will be what you're doing to prepare for the last steam plume on Saturday.
So we are now in the centre of what? The coke oven area?
Yep. And you will get a story. No matter.
You know what you're going to do when you finish your little holiday?
Supervising job or an engineering job somewhere.
Would you rather be staying here?
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
7 weeks of 38 years.
We've had everything that BHP could possibly do for you. They've done for us all.
Do you think Newcastle will recover from the closure?
I do think they will take some effect on people, at least in the short term.
It's what I wanted. It's the first time in 5 years that the Herald's ever used a headline that I've suggested. The coke oven's last gasp. It may well be that the story's been told. I don't know. But when you look at it, what angle is left?
Here we go. More driving jobs. This is what I want as my career. Either a courier or a drop up and pick up and drop off. And quite frankly, there's quite a few jobs here. Pizzas. I'm not driving pizzas. They all want bloody pizza drivers. I'm sorry, but I'm a little bit picky. I know I could do that job. I know I could do that one. But see, the thing is, you've got casual rates, minimum of 4 hours, which isn't really suitable for me. I need a full-time job because, well, I've got a mortgage. Like, I haven't got a trade or nothing, so I'd be looking at glorified labourers.
Oh, it is the countdown now, isn't it, eh? It's a very sad countdown. 3 more sleeps. Yeah, 3 more sleeps.
The Bloom Mill is about to roll the last steel to be produced in Newcastle. There appears to be a problem.
The bloom in the furnace is at an angle they're trying to get out. I don't know if they can or not.
The more they try to straighten the steel, the more chance there is that it will fall into the bottom of the furnace. The sensible option is to leave it there. But for these men, there is something more than steel at stake.
We'll leave the door up and we'll walk manually because that's really starting to skew now. If it slews bad enough, it's going to end up coming off the big skid. If it does that, we've lost it. We've just got to leave it in there. But it's still going to stay on the mill. Well, we go for it.
I don't think we can get it.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, we're going to have one more go at it, but I don't think we can.
No good, no good, no good, no good, no good, no good. Call it. Righto. We're not going to get it. We're not going to get it. Call it. Last bloom. Shut the door. Shut it down.
Oh, the last bloom.
We can. No, too bad.
We'll get this one.
You reckon?
Yeah. On your jockey! Chook, chook, chook!
It's the last one.
It's in its final throes, mate. It's like a wounded animal struggling for life. But there's not much life left. Soon everything will be shut. It's not much good at all.
Do you want to turn the light out?
Yeah, I'll turn the lights off. Last one out shuts the lights.
This is where the march is going to be held, and the men and women of Steel Choir, they will perform, and we expect somewhere between 500 and 1,200 people will be here, and then they'll march out the gate. And the indications are that there's going to be a hell of a response from family and friends who will be waiting at the main gate.
Just think, this place has stopped making steel. It was unbelievable a few years ago, then it was inevitable, then a certainty, then we had a date, and here it is. Some of you probably still can't believe it. And just as awake, you can't quite tell whether there's going to be more tears than laughter on a day like today.
I had a mate stay over last night. He's another steelworker. He's finishing today, and he woke up just with this really weird, sickly feeling in his stomach, you know. I mean, for years I've been saying, God, I wish I could get out, and now that it's happening, I don't want it to happen. Yeah, a real weird feeling. It is. It's a real weird feeling. I feel like throwing up, but I'm not gonna or nothing like that, you know. It's just this real odd emotional void.
Right, fellas, I've got your checks and stuff here. Alexander Hart.
But I don't know where they are.
Good on you, Bob.
I'm going home.
See you later, mate.
The last 5 days of sick leave.
Look at that.
And they're out the last day. You beauty.
They're happy today, but I just hope they're happy in a fortnight's time. That'll be interesting, because come Monday morning, it'll be like a holiday for a little while. They're still going to wake up and want it and ready to go to work. And there's going to be a stage 2 when the money starts getting low. So I hope it works out well for them all. It's not only the blokes in my shop either, you know. It's the blokes right across the plant.
What's this one, mate? Just the pay? The last pay. The last one. Gonna frame that bastard. Picked up my check, so I got my motorbike in my back pocket. You want to see it? There it is. 18 grand.
Reference. No, I don't have to use it.
The memories are only going to be sad for a short time, you know. Then they'll be nice.
Oh, Jesus, we're going to have to hurry up. Look, they're already over. Look at the helicopters. Look at the helicopters.
Wowzers!
Can you hurry up? We'll rub you back time.
Newcastle's response to the march is bigger than predicted. The steelworkers' families and friends have walked onto the plant to be part of the event.
Down here for the celebration. Thanks for looking after me up.
All right, mate. Look
after mate. How you going?
Yeah, look after yourself.
Can we give 3 cheers to the men and women of BHP over the decades? Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!
This is, of course, the most significant of days. 4 generations of steel workers have worked on this site to make this country what it is, and to make this city what it is, and to make BHP what it is. To you and to all of your families, I say to you thank you and very best wishes for the future. You deserve the very best.
boys! Come on, boys! That's all over now, huh? That's the end of an era, a big era. We will never recover from this.
It's Aubrey's first day in his security job.
And you put something up, right? Reset, bang.
So
it's got a fault up now, right? It's isolated up now, so you've got to cancel it out, right? It's cancelled out, it's gone.
Do you know all about this, Les?
Les should know.
Good.
Right? Okay.
Righto.
And if you need keys, the keys are in the Commodore.
Right.
And the console, and you can open up them gates whenever you want.
Righto, mate.
Okay?
Righto,
Tell
mate.
Les.
Righto, mate.
Okay.
Thanks, Mick. I feel strange this morning, a bit nervous. I've never felt like this for a long while. Because I don't know how the place runs. So it's really out of the box, mate.
I've been trapped like a budgie all my life. I've always wanted to get outside. Took a bloody long time to get there, but I'm here. Phone hasn't stopped ringing this morning for jobs. You wouldn't credit it. Bloody marvellous. Matter of fact, when I got out of the car there, I didn't know whether to put my helmet on or my bloody leather one. I think I might put geraniums. I might put geraniums in my safety hat. A little monument down the backyard.
Sooner or later, one of these places has got to have a job for me. Like I applied for a timber yard worker the other day using a forklift and driving a truck delivering timber, but because I didn't have any timber experience, I was told that basically it was a waste of my time to send off my resume, so I didn't bother. Yeah, and that spirals me, sends me down. Just need a job, that's all. Just need a job.
So different. It's too quiet. I don't feel very good in myself. You can tell my voice has changed. I think I've got a fair bit of anxiety. I might retire tomorrow if I can. And And I'll come in tomorrow morning and have a yarn to the boss. I'll stand up and be candid and say, look mate, I made a blue. I'm not suited for the job. What are we going to do?
I get my money today. This will be good. I'm very lucky, I think, because I've launched straight into consulting. I've got some quite large contracts already, and that's been great to be able to effect this change pretty seamlessly. So I'm very happy. Now we have to see what all this means. I just wanted to see the cheque.
Well, let's hope it's there.
I hope it doesn't bounce. It might bounce. Tell them they can keep the change.
Keep the change. Good.
Use the handrail, Rob. Yeah, mate. Yeah, taught me well. Taught me well. John let me leave without any problems. I really appreciate that. Once again, the company looked after me. Well, I should have enough sense to... I started the wagon shop and finished at the wagon shop. That was my first mistake. And the biggest mistake is I really know how much I love me people, because that's what I really missed. And my people wasn't only the wagon shop blokes and the rail maintenance blokes. They were all the people in BHP, and they're just not there.